Hi there, it's Jennifer, and today I'm here to talk about kind of a life management sort of topic, and we are nearing the end of 2014, and if you're anything like me, you start thinking about making New Year's resolutions. And for me, I've always been somebody who is into making New Year's resolutions because I love fresh starts. And I was a classroom teacher for 12 years, and now I'm a university professor. And so every year in the fall, we get this big new start, a chance to do everything, to do things differently, to make new goals, and starting out fresh. And so then halfway through the year, we get to do it again or halfway through the school year anyway, we get to do it again with the coming of the new year. And so I was always one to set New Year's resolutions, but if you're anything like me, what you find is you get into it, you're all gung-ho for the first 6 weeks, and then you just start to fizzle out on these resolutions. And I think part of the problem, at least for me anyway, is that resolutions tend to be big sweeping things that we say we're going to do without bite-sized steps. And so I have chosen to kind of change my view of New Year's resolutions more toward New Year's goals. Because what happens is, say for example, you want to lose weight in 2015. And so you say, I'm going to lose 20 pounds. All right, when and how? And you might get started and you might start working out and eating differently. And then you don't. And then you say, oh, whatever. I've got all year. I don't have to work on it right now. I'll start next month, or I'll start next Monday, as we all tend to do. And then next thing you know, it's June, and next thing you know, we're hitting fall, and you still haven't lost the 20 pounds. And pretty soon you think, okay, I still have time. And then you hit December and you say, oh, forget it. It's never going to happen. And so if on the other hand, we break those things down into goals, we're more likely to achieve them. So maybe instead of I'm going to lose 20 pounds this year, a goal of I'm going to lose 2 pounds a month is more reasonable. And you might think, well, 2 pounds a month that's not very much. Well, you're right. It isn't very much. And you can make some small changes to lose 2 pounds every month. And by the end of the year, you actually will have lost more than 20 pounds. So I think that it's about picking little bite-sized goals and in working on those things so that we can actually have some hope of accomplishing them. So I started about, maybe 5 years ago, coming up with goals for the new year rather than resolutions. And I pick goals in 3 different areas. So I come up with some personal goals, spiritual goals, and physical goals. And so I thought I would share with you what some of my goals are and how they've changed a little. Certain ones I don't have to be so, I don't have to break them down so much anymore because they've kind of become more a part of my life. But all right, so let's see, what should I start with? Well, let me start with my physical goals. I have been doing I became an avid walker about 8 years ago when a friend of mine called me up and said, hey, Jennifer, you want to walk a half marathon with me? And my response was, why? I really couldn't imagine why I would want to go walk 13.1 miles. But I started training and really got into it, and now I love long distance walking. So to date, I've done, 17 or 18. I've got another half marathon coming up in January. That will be my 18th or 19th one. And I've done 4 full marathons. I'm a walker. I walk fast. But anyway, I feel like when I'm registered for a race, it keeps me going out the door, even when it's cold, or even, it doesn't really help me so much if it's windy, because I hate wind. But anyway, it helps me to kind of keep myself thinking about getting out the door and exercising. And so my goal, my physical goal for this year is to do 3 races really, one is a cheat because I was already registered. I've been registered for this one that's in the early, mid-January. And so what I really did was I added 2 more onto that. I want to do at least 1 more half marathon this year and 1 more race of any kind. It might be a 10K or something like that, but it might be a half marathon. But just if I kind of spread them out like that, it will keep me walking. And so that is my physical goal for the year. Then I have spiritual goals. And so what the 2 things that I decided, actually there are 3 things that I decided that I wanted to do in the coming year. And one is to go through reading the Bible in a year. I have one of those Bibles that is split up into the daily readings throughout the year. And I have tried it in the past and often have kind of failed, gotten behind in staying on top of my reading. And I heard somebody though speak and say, what's so bad about, okay, so you miss a day. Why do you have to catch up pages and pages? Just pick up where you were. So at least by the end of the year, I will have read more of it than if I'd never tried at all. So anyway, so I'm going to do that. And also there's a devotional. It's an old classic, My Utmost for His Highest. And I've never gone through the whole thing and thought I would do that. And in addition to that, there's a women's Bible study at my church that's 8 weeks long. And it's a study called Becoming a Woman of Simplicity by Cynthia Heald. And I just thought it would be nice to participate in a Bible study with some other women. And so I want to do that. So then my final category is my personal goals, and I have kind of 2 things within that. One of them is going to sound really weird to you probably, but I want to read 8 books. That's not the weird one. I'm putting down 8. I don't know why I selected 8. It just seemed doable. I have a lot of different interests and hobbies, and I don't always make time for reading, and I really want to because I enjoy reading. And so rather than just making a New Year's resolution to read more, I decided I'm going to say I'm going to read 8 books. That sort of helps me think about how, I can't just put it off to the last month of 2015 and read all 8 books at once. So I need to, be thinking about that. I've already picked out the book that I'm going to start reading in January, and then not a book a month because some months get crazy. So I figure 8 would be good, and maybe I'll read more than that. Who knows? So 8 books, and then the other thing, this is the weird one. All right, a few years ago I learned how to make cheese, mozzarella cheese, just soft cheese. It took some hit and miss tweaking to figure out how to get it to come out right, but I made cheese. And I bought this kit to make a batch of hard cheese, the kind that you put wax around when you're done. You squeeze all the water out of it and just wax around it, and then you have to age it. And I'm a chicken. I've been so afraid that I'm going to screw up. And I don't know why. I mean, if I screw up, what did I waste? A gallon of milk. So, but I've been putting it off, and I've had this little kit for making this cheese for a couple of years actually. And so I'm actually going to try to make a goal of making this cheese in the early part of 2015. I say that because the cheese has to age in a place that's cool, and my garage will be that cool spot in the winter months. If we get to the summer, my garage is not a cool place for aging cheese. So I'm going to do that probably before March. Force myself to do it, but I am going to do it. So anyway, those are my goals for this year. And if you're a person who likes to make resolutions and you kind of make big sweeping resolutions and then end up not meeting those, I would just encourage you to consider how you might break those goals down so that you're taking little bites of them throughout the year, so that by the end of the year you can look back and think, wow, I did a good job on this. Maybe I didn't do everything perfectly. Maybe I only read 7 books instead of 8, but you did more than you would have otherwise. So I hope this was helpful to you. If you have any tips or ideas or goals that you have for the new year that you want to share those, I would just encourage you to put that in the comment section below. I hope that you are enjoying your holiday season and looking forward to a great 2015. I thank you so much, you guys, for watching. And if you're not currently subscribed, hit that button so that you'll be notified when I upload new videos. So I hope I'll see you again on Busy Being Jen. Bye-bye.